And Jesus, walking by the sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. Jesus chooses the simple and the poor to entrust them with the treasures of faith, of the ministry, and of the knowledge of salvation. Let us learn from hence not to judge of the call to ecclesiastical dignities by birth, wit, or natural talents. He calls and blesses those who are busied in an innocent and quiet employment, to pass immediately from a tumultuous and distracting employment to the ministry of peace and holiness. Is this to follow his Spirit? And he said unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. It is a very great honor to follow Christ, and to be admitted to a partnership in his priesthood, but unhappy those who do not wait for the call of God. To presume to take the name and employment of fishers of men, and yet never to cast the net of the divine word. Is this according to the spirit and intention of Christ? He who follows Jesus Christ in order to be a fisher of men, only in consulting his own inclination for this employment, and does not follow him in imitating his virtues and guiding himself by his Spirit, though he does not perhaps enter as a thief, yet at least he lives like a hireling. And they straightway left their nets and followed him. How powerful is the voice of Christ! Let us remember to beseech him often that he would be pleased to speak to our hearts and make us obedient to him. Vices and inveterate habits are a sort of nets which sinners are abundantly more unwilling to leave than Peter and Andrew were to leave theirs. But everything is equally possible to him who can do all things. These poor men leave indeed only nets, but they certainly leave a great deal who reserve nothing for themselves. And going on from thence, he saw other two brethren, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in a ship with Zebedee their father, mending their nets, and he called them. Sometimes God is pleased to unite by grace those who are already united by nature, to show that he does not design to destroy, but to repair it. Sometimes he separates them to prove their sincerity, to show the force of his grace and of his love, to make known his sovereign power, and that he chooses his ministers with distinction and with the greatest wisdom. There is a time to cast the nets into the sea, that is, to labor for the salvation of others, and a time to mend them, that is, for a man to prepare himself for labor, to make the best amends he can for his wandering and other imperfections, by prayer and retirement, to gain new strength, and to fortify himself against the dangers to which he may probably be exposed. And they immediately left the ship and their father, and followed him. We must renounce all human expectations, and all the tenderness of nature, represented here by the nets and the father of these apostles, in order to enter into the ministry with a true apostolic spirit. And what shall we not find in thee, O Jesus, if we leave all for thy sake? He who but just now united brethren, by calling them to the ministry of grace, now separate the sons of their father, to teach them to obey God at the expense of all things, and to prefer the honor of serving him in poverty and humility to all the comforts of a father's house.